A traditional aspect of the recruitment process is the undertaking of interviews for a short list of pre-qualified applicants to assist the business or organisation select the best candidate for the position. If the business or organisation has elected to outsource this function to an external provider, such as a recruitment agency, then it is still likely that some form of candidate interviewing will take place by this external provider. When conducting interviews of prospective candidates, it is important that a panel of trained interviewers are formed and that this panel of interviewers follow a structured and systematic format, such as asking each candidate the same amounts and types of questions with the equal application of constraints, such as response times. This will increase reliability and validity whilst minimising bias. The first step in this process is to set clear and precise objectives to ensure the best candidate is selected. A simple and effective way to complete this is via a rubric. The following is an example. In this example, you'll notice that there's the opportunity for the interview panel to develop 5 questions. Each question is weighted 1 to 5, as can be shown by the following column. This simply means that question 1 is weighted at level 5, question 2 is weighted at level 4, question 3 is weighted at level 3, question 4 is weighted at level 2, and question 5 is weighted at level 1. This means that question 1 is the most important and the most heavily weighted. Question 2 is the next most important question and the next most heavily weighted. You'll also notice in this example rubric that a response or a score can be allocated to a candidate's response. A level 1 response is considered below industry standard. A level 2 response is industry standard. A level 3 is above industry standard. A level 4 response is a high-performing industry standard, and a level 5 response is an industry leader. In this rubric is hypothetically completed. A candidate has completed an interview process, and they were scored level 2 for question 1, level 3 for question 2, level 4 for question 3, level 4 for question 4, and level 5 for question 5. This simply means we now multiply the 2 scores together. For question 1, 5 multiplied by 2 gives us a score of 10. And we now tally the columns accordingly. From completing this process, we get a tally for each column, which allows us to get an overall score for the candidate. In this example, that score is 47. The candidate who scores the highest is considered the successful applicant or the best applicant for the position. In addition, the interview panel should focus their questions to open questions or higher order questions, which require a detailed response from the candidate. For example, an open or higher order question such as, "We have forecasted an annual turnover of $1.3 million. Can you advise us what you would do to ensure this target is reached?" will afford greater insight into the capacity of the candidate when compared to a question such as, "We have forecasted an annual turnover of $1.3 million. Do you think this target can be achieved?" This is because the second question is a closed question and only allows minimal responses, such as a yes or a no. The interview team need to also support the candidate through the interview process with attentive non-verbal language, paraphrasing the main points from the candidate to ensure their response is thoroughly understood, and affording the opportunity to the candidate to seek clarification and raise questions of their own if needed.